Today we'll be setting up a Gitpod account and integrating the workspace with the Visual Studio IDE and the repository on GitHub. We'll get started by first going to gitpod.io, and then we're going to create a new workspace. And then in the select a repository field, we're actually going to navigate to a web browser and search for GitHub Gitpod repositories. We're going to use this Gitpod one. The way we're going to link this repository is by prefixing this URL with https://gitpod.io/hash. We're going to enter that and see, as you can see now, it's linked, the repository, to the GitHub Gitpod repository page. And under VS Code, we're gonna select, or editor field, we're gonna select VS Code, and I'm just gonna click continue. It might take a second. So it's gonna ask to open Visual Studio Code, which is what we're gonna do. And here we have our workspace. So we're gonna install and open it. We're gonna install it. Or allow. We're gonna open it. And we're gonna basically authorize Gitpod to install this extension onto the Visual Studio editor. So now we were able to install Gitpod IO, the extension, the remote extension, onto Visual Studio Code. And to see it on the web, it's going to ask some questions here. But this is essentially what it looks like. This is essentially what the workspace looks like. I'm going to click Optimize. So in the extensions tab, the way you know if it's installed is it would appear under extensions as Gitpod.